Oh, I'm locked in. All right, Mike, lights, camera, action. Today we're going to be discussing a soft point in my life, a point that I like to think about, a memory that gives me warm feelings all over, if you will. And that would be the late night Taco Bell runs with my one homie Sal. That's his fake name. During junior year of high school. Now, these were significant for a number of reasons. All right, and I'll tell some stories along the way. Okay. This was at a time right after the pandemic. And Sal and I kind of went our separate ways. In fact, I went separate ways with a lot of homies during the pandemic. And when everything came back, we kind of all got back together. The friend groups were popping, dude. You know, some friendships, all my friendships got a lot stronger after the pandemic, essentially. So that was nice, dude. And we were also both in kind of like this limbo state of unsureness. We were both a little bit depressed. We had been, I guess, wronged by girls. I don't know why I worded it like that. But we were both pretty heartbroken. And so the homie Sal was like, dude, let's drive around. And we would do this all the time, mostly on school nights. Because when you're in high school, you don't have homework, and if you do, you're not doing it. So you hang out with the homies. And so I was kind of out of the house frequently enough with Sal, dude. And sometimes we would have like another friend along, but not as frequently. But I think there are some stories, memorable stories for that point too. We'll get into it. So what we would do is, we'd cruise around and we kind of take the same route, and we'd be blasting like, Uzi Vert and like Juice WRLD. And we'd just be having a grand old time. We'd be talking about life. We'd be giving each other stories, kind of making fun of people. Like Sal is a very, very social guy. What he lacks in like raw intellect, he makes up for in a social setting. I will say that about him. And so we always were just chatting, shooting the shit. And at the time, dude, the Taco Bell was our spot, man, because it was open late, and it was a fun drive. It was just a far enough drive away to that, we would have some time driving there and then driving around. It just was in a good spot, and it was cheap and it was good. All right. And they had these combo meals, dude, and they're a lot more expensive now, I hate to say, but at the time they were pretty cheap, dude. This was only a handful of years ago. I hate to sound like an unk, but they were cheap, and we ended up going there so much, dude, that like we learned the names of the employees, and we talked to like the manager, dude. Like, I don't know if he's still the manager now, but at the time the manager at this Taco Bell was a super charismatic guy, and he was just super friendly, and we low-key had conversations with with the Taco Bell employees because we went there so much. And Sal thankfully grew out of this, but he used to like fuck with the workers. Like, he would be blasting music at the speaker, and then he'd like play a character where he does like a Spanish accent or like a Western accent or like a Southern, that kind of thing. Spanish accent, what the fuck? I'm sorry, that sounded okay. But yeah, anyways, so we kind of got to know the crew a little bit, and yeah, it was nice. And then we would like pull up into a parking lot, eat our food, shoot the shit, and then what we would do, this is bad. We had our trash, right? And there was this corner house down the street from Sal's home. And I don't know why we chose this corner house, but we ding dong ditched them so much throughout the years. Like starting in 2018, and I think we haven't done it in a while, but like for a handful of years, once in a while on the weekends, we would just ding dong ditch this guy's house. And and we just hated the corner house, dude. And so we threw the trash in his yard, basically. I'm not proud to admit it, but we would always throw at least the Taco Bell like Baja Blast cup into his yard, and then we just dip. We just drive by, throw it, leave. We did it a lot of times. It was bad, dude. It was bad. Also, one time Nah, it's a story for I don't know. I hit a lick, dude. That same corner house, he had a vacuum, outside on the curb trying to get rid of it, and I took it and I put it in my car in the trunk for like a few weeks, and then I put it back. So poor corner house. So yeah, this was fun, dude. This was before Sal kind of went insane. What I mean by that is he's he's not the most like stable person, I guess is the best way I can put it. He's a little bit of a narcissist sometimes and kind of gets in his own head and like kind of acts insane. You know, if you know a guy like that, then you know. But this was just before that phase where he kind of got into like hard drugs and like I don't know. His arc is insane. His whole life is just a crazy movie arc. But this was a really good time where like we were both lost and we found comfort in each other's presence. You know, and that was kind of the gist of it, dude. Um, I remember he was a really bad driver. Sal, he still kind of is. But it was a really bad. Like one time we were turning down this road and he went into the wrong lane. He went to the opposing traffic lane and it was a road that was divided by like, you know, a concrete cement like little segment, I guess. Little like square of concrete that separates the two roads. Like you could drive over it, but you know, it's like a curb kind of. And we were met by like a semi down the road and the semi saw this car turned into his lane coming towards him. And so the semi slowed down while Sal figured out his massive blunder and maneuvered out of it. Now, luckily, it was late at night because, you know, we always did this at night. But Jesus, man. Couple of scary calls. There was also one time where there was a stop sign up ahead. It was a suburb road. There's a stop sign up ahead, and he goes, "Fuck that stop sign!" And he revs the engine, dude. We hit like 60 miles per hour, and we run the stop sign. And I'm just sitting in the passenger seat, so goddamn scared. All right. There was another time where he was texting and driving. We had a third friend. Well, we're not really friends with him now, but a third guy. We'll call him a. What do I even call this man? I don't have a fake name for him. We're just gonna call him third friend. Fuck it. So, third friend is like, he's talking about some drama between him and like a girl or some shit, another person and a girl. I don't know what it was about, but he goes and shows Sal. Sal's driving. He shows Sal the text messages of this big drama event, and Sal, his dumbass, is just so distracted by these text messages. He's reading it while he's driving that he runs right into a curb, only going about 25, so not bad. And you know, he hits the curb so hard that his tire just immediately pops. And I'm in the passenger seat. I'm like, dude, you're about to hit the curb. And I like try to grab the wheel and like help him out, tell him to stop being a dumbass, but it was too late. So we smacked the fuck out of the curb. And the nearest parking lot nearby was one to an elementary school. And thankfully, my dad lived on that same elementary school block. The same block as the elementary school. So it was only about like a 5-minute walk to my father's house. And I took the boys home in my car. But it was a whole situation, dude. It was so funny. Sal woke up his parents and explained to them how, like, he doesn't have the car because he popped the tire. And his excuse was that there's a bunch of animals that ran into the road. And he was really trying to, like, play the victim. It was so funny, dude. I walked outside. Sal's older brother was also there listening in, and me and him and Sal walked outside after the interaction, and we just, dude, Sal's older brother and I were dying laughing because Sal was like, yeah, there's so many animals in the road, and I just swerved, and I hit pop the tire, and then Sal's mom was like, what kind of animals were there? And he just like freezes up. Okay, another time, Third friend kind of had a habit of like not reading the room and being completely socially unaware sometimes. And so I had mentioned how Sal was a little bit heartbroken at this time. And there's one time we're in the parking lot eating Taco Bell, and third friend goes, yo Sal, are you still talking to that one girl? I'm not gonna name her obviously, but you know, the girl that Sal had a very sad falling off with. And then me and Sal just look at each other like, what is the audacity of this MF? And so what I end up doing is I turn around and I go, a third friend. Do you still talk to that one girl? It context makes sense. Context would be nice here. So at the time, third friend was trying to flirt with a girl. But the truth was that I had set him up. Sal and I had set him up with that girl as a prank. And low key, the prank was really fucked up, and I shouldn't have done it. And it was really fucked up because of how like extreme we took it. But like in the moment, I was like, dude, third friend is so out of place for this. Like that's actually some real shit. And he's just fucking around. He's just acting like it's, it's whatever. It's like completely socially unaware. So I had to roast him back, dude. That we know that he's completely humiliating himself with this girl that doesn't even like him, and it's super obvious we set him up with. But it was mean, dude. Maybe I'll go more into depth about that prank on a different day. But it was mean. But the effect that it had on Sal was great, dude. Sal was like, "Yeah, oh my." No, he was like, "Oh, you just got fucked." He like dabbed me up. He's like, "That was a fire comeback, my boy." Because it was serious with Sal's situation, but it wasn't nearly as serious with third friend's situation because he didn't get anywhere with this girl. We were just fucking with him, and again, it was fucked on me, and dude, I apologized to him afterwards. It was fucked. I don't know, man. Just good times hanging out with the boys. It's not really like that anymore. Things are different. We have our own paths. I guess you could say we're kind of going in a phase where we're not really talking as much, me and Sal. That's just because, I don't know, we've had our ups and downs over the years, and ultimately we're just kind of on different paths. Which it's cool because it's mutual with both of us. But, I still like the guy, of course. So I guess those were the times. Late night Taco Bell drives, dude. Great stuff. Maybe I'll make another video like this. I like talking about this stuff. So hopefully my dumbassery and my stories as a young spiffing gentleman are cool. I guess. Bye.